Gonna make a startup video on the reconstruction rebuild process of this 89 Wahoo 18.5 offshore series. I picked this up about a year ago, bought it off eBay. Hull's actually not too bad for being an 89. Very few spider cracks going on in the hull. I've been working on trying to slowly sand off this bottom paint without burning through the gel coat. That's been a process. I've tried sanding, paint stripper, sandblaster. Sandblaster works pretty well, but it makes a hell of a mess. Paint stripper ain't worth a shit. Not on that copper-based bottom paint anyway. I mean, it takes it off, but there's probably 5 or 6 applications of bottom paint since 1989 put on this boat, but I'll get it off. Just going to take me a long time. But anyway, this hull is actually very similar to a whaler outrage. I think I even read about something where Wahoo was actually sued by whaler, calling some kind of design copyright thing going on, and I think Wahoo won. You can't really copyright a design, and there's enough difference in the hulls to warrant it. Anyway, pulled the console out, debated on whether to get a new one or not. Place down in Sarasota, Florida has got some actual Carolina skiff consoles. That's a DLV sitting over there. It's a 2014. But the console that's in that boat, Marine Surplus in Sarasota, actually has those consoles. Now granted, they got a lot of defects in them, but minor defects. I think they're 150 bucks. So I may pick one up, or I may use the original, but Wahoo had all kinds of wood insert panel things going on in there, and I'm either gonna fill all those holes up, make some starboard doors or something. I don't know what I'm gonna do with that console yet, but figure it out. It may be just worth getting a Carolina console. I can even get a windshield from Marine Surplus for it. But anyway, I bought this. The transom seemed really solid. Come to find out, it's really rotten. But I mean, it sounds pretty good. So I've been working on drilling out the epoxy from around it. I've got the rubber rail pulled off, and pretty much the cap is separated with the exception of the transom skin and epoxy. So I'm going to have to probably get a cherry picker or a lift or something to come out here and find a better way to separate all that. But I'm going to pull this cap completely off. May need to do some stringer work in it. Definitely got to put a transom in it. But other than that, it's a pretty good hull. The floors are actually cored. There's no wood in the floor. I'm not really sure what the coring they used is, but the floor is still solid, and I'm really surprised. Being this old, there is very little spider cracking going on. I mean, we got some obvious spider cracks around the rubber rail, but that's expected because of impact. But nowhere else really do I see any spider cracks. So Wahoo made a hell of a boat, I think, and a lot cheaper than a whaler. Now they boast these are unsinkable, foam filled, blah yada yada crap. I'm going to guess the fuel tank's going to have to be replaced. I think I actually did find the original maker of the fuel tank, and they're still making fuel tanks, and they can still make the one for this boat. So got to send a request out, get a price on the new fuel tank, but I'm not going to do anything until I get this cap off. But anyway, I'm going to make a series of videos throughout the process of this Wahoo restoration, and see how it turns out. I haven't decided if I would just want to try to clean this gel coat up once I get all this bottom paint off, or if I just want to sand it down and urethane it. I urethaned my 27 Renken, and it took me about 3 months of prep on it, but it came out absolutely beautiful. So, and the paint held up pretty well. But I don't know. Anytime you can try to keep it original, I think it's a good thing. And the gel coat's in pretty good shape. It's just dull. So, got some nicks, some scratches. Some places where I did burn through with a sander. Easily fixable. Just gotta color match it, I guess, and work on it. But anyway, I'm gonna power this one with a 150 Evinrude. This boat is a screaming demon with a 150. So I'm also going to rebuild the 150 and refurbish it. So hopefully when I'm done, it'll look just like it rolled out of the factory.